What's up, guys? Welcome to part 2 of the hair transplant video. Because my hair is like this right now, you can't really see, so I'm gonna do my hair as well. I guess it could be a little bit of a happy hairstyle tutorial video with a hair transplant. So guess what? In Korean, it's called 1+1. You get one video and another video on top of that. My hair's been dried. It's been a while since I washed it in the morning, so it's not... Normally, I would wash my hair and then brush it in a way so that when the hair, and then blow dry it so that the hair falls a certain way. But because I can't do that, I'm now forced to only use this iron to try to get my hair right. So what I usually do is try to get all the hair on one side, and then I take this thingy, iron, and I curl it back. Ooh, look at that smoke. That's not what my hair... It's not good for my hair. And this thing in the back, I don't know if you can see too, I kind of curl it. This tuft of hair, try to curl it back. Because the point of doing that, oh no. Well then. Well, the point of doing that is because I don't like it when the back of my hair is like flat. So I try to curl the back, or any hair that will go towards the back. That way, like, I'll have this like a roundish shape instead of having this flat back head that I was born with. The things we do. And then what happens is I work backwards. So I take the hair from the back and then I do the same thing. I just basically curl it back. So all of y'all, some of you have been watching videos lately and you're like, yo, does Happy ever have a bad hair day? Yes, because this is what I look like when I wake up. No bueno. So, yes, I just take whatever hair is in the back and I curl it backwards. Some of you actual stylists out there are probably like, what the hell are you doing? But, whatever, you're not here to do my hair every morning, so you can be quiet. So, the back hair is up. I'm gonna start off on my right side and curl it back. So, I don't know. Eddie tried to teach me this before. I don't know how good I am at it, but basically I curl it and then I pull up. And then when I loosen it, do this twisty thing, it should just like... Okay, it's not doing it very well right now, but it should curl back. Okay, maybe it's just not doing that because I haven't done the other hair, but go ahead and do that little piece. So yeah, it's just done in sections. And then for this piece of hair, I try to curl it like up first and then over to the side. Cause in my final product, I want like this side of my hair to kind of go up a little bit before curling over. So, I mean, that's the point of doing that. I'm not exactly sure how well this is going to turn out for this video, simply because the first step of blow drying it in the right direction when it's wet has been skipped. So again, because this is the front, I'm going to kind of pull it up first before twisting it over. Ooh, what? Okay, so this final piece right here, same thing. Again, kind of holding it up first and then twisting backwards. I guess it kind of worked. Now, I don't know if you can see, but if I pull my hair over this way, there is tufts of hair here that are shorter than the rest. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a result of the hair transplant. So, to see it more clearly, if I pull all my hair over, the long hair, naturally, what's left is the short hair that's grown out. The original hair transplant was done in September, so it's been almost 5 months, if not already 5 months. In the beginning, it was really patchy, and I think if I cut this hair short, as if it was like as short as this, you would see that it is thinner than the rest. However, because I kept it long, when I style it, I take this tuft here, and I kind of curl it down and back. So then it kind of, my styling wise, it doesn't look thin. One thing that I used to do when it was black, I would use like black powder, so eyeshadow or whatever, and you know, just fill it in, because the hair is there. It's just that it is thinner than the other hair, so you can see straight to the scalp. So I would use the black powder, and once that was done, it looked a lot more natural. It looked like it was filled in. Not going to continue doing my hair because I mean, there's nothing left to do. I just put wax and run my hair through until it looks kind of nice, and then I hairspray it in place. This side as well, it's the same. It's just that tuft of hair. Now, to the most important part, does the back of my head look like it's bald? Because that's where all the hair came from. I have not been able to see the back of my head, so I don't know. What do you say? I haven't been able to see the back of my own head, so I'll be seeing it the same time as you. Well, not the same time as you because I have to edit this video, but after watching that clip, I'll be able to see exactly how the back of my head is. If I cut the back of my hair as short as the side, so about 3 millimeters, you will be able to see the holes, I've been told. Not the holes, obviously there aren't just gaping holes in the back of my head, but you will be able to see the tiny bald spots where the follicles were taken out of. So that's something for you to think about. Women, it's not gonna be a problem for you just because most women don't get buzz cuts. There's only so much I can do to make my hairline the way I really want it, but this is way better than what it was before. I don't know if you can tell, obviously you can because there's hair. It used to go all the way up to here. All the way to here with no hair. That's where this triangle right here is where I had no hair. All these hairs, that was implanted or transplanted.
What was the worst part about the recovery?
The infections. Okay, when I say infections, don't get freaked out. It's not like my head was covered in boils and stuff, no. But what happens is, I'm guessing it's all healed now because I can't feel anything. But for about 2 to 3 months, like a long time, there are kind of these red bumps and sores. You get like a monthly checkup. The doctor was like, oh, you've got an infection again. And he would take this like little pokey thing and just poke them out. You're basically popping a bunch of like little tiny infections, and that hurt a lot. That was the worst part. The rest of it, there's nothing. No pain involved aside from the pokey bit. Recovery was awesome. Now I can do full-on drying my hair with a towel with no risk of it falling out or anything. The doctor did say that full effects, the 100% full effects will come in a year after the transplant. So that's when you'll know 100% what that area will look like. So I guess I'm looking forward to that, but I don't really expect any more to change.
Was there any point during the recovery and waiting for it to grow that you thought it wasn't gonna work and that was a failure?
I guess it depends. When I did this, I thought that the area would be thicker. There would be more hair. Clearly, it is still thin, and I think it's just gonna stay that way forever. So in the beginning, I thought, wow, was it a failure? It's like, with the hair transplant, the amount that was transplanted, was it really enough? Like, did the doctor not take enough? The thing is, I was very careful. I wore hats a lot, but it was loose. And the doctor said that that was okay. And I didn't really see any hair lost. Like, I didn't see any of the shorter hairs falling out. So it was kind of like, did he just not transplant enough? Or did it just not take even from the beginning? You know, and I just didn't notice that the hair was falling out. Because if you think about it, it kind of looks like little bits and pieces of bald patches. But then I asked the doctor and he was like, no, like, it's growing out really well. For now, it will kind of look like you have little bald patches. Don't worry about it. It's growing out really well. Wait a year and then see how it goes. So I don't think it was failure as in, oh, my hair is falling out, I didn't take good enough care of it. I thought maybe it was kind of a disappointment in the beginning. While it was short, it was like, oh, I kind of look like I'm balding now. You know, whereas before I was never balding. I just had a really high widow's peak from the start, since I was born. But then now after the transplant, it was like, oh wow, I look like I'm balding. But then as it grew out and as I figured out, oh, I could just put black powder in it after I styled my hair, and the hairline looked great, I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
Who would you recommend it to? Is it actually as worth it as you thought it was going to be?
If I had the same amount of money as I have now in my bank account, no. It's not like a boob job or a nose job. Those are drastic changes that transform the way you look. Those, I would say, if you want a nose job, if you want a breast implant, you should do them because it's worth the money. There's an immediate change and there's an immediate drastic change. Whereas with a hair transplant, there's only so many follicles you can transplant, right? You don't take somebody else's hair, you take your own hair from the back of your head. Even though I had a big problem with that widow's peak, to pay, you know, $4 to $8 grand, I think it was $4 grand or something, for the hair transplant with my current bank account is no. But even with my current bank account, if I really had to, if I really, really wanted to, I think I would get a nose job. I think I would be satisfied with a nose job. I'm not gonna get a nose job, I think. I don't know. I'm very conflicted right now. I want this to be raised, but then like lots and lots of people were like, you're already handsome enough, and if you do that, you'll look like fake handsome, and then like you'll lose your charm. I'm like, what charm? If I had a lot of money, then yeah, absolutely. Like if money wasn't an issue, or if I saved up in order to do it so that, you know, I still had, you know, money saved up and you know, living is fine, it's just like an extra expense, then yeah, I think you should do it. But the types of people that should do it are the ones who need very small corrections, I think. Like if you're basically going bald, like all of it, I don't think you should do it because first of all, you don't have much hair left anyway. So I think if that's really the case, you should just embrace it and go bald. But if you're like me and you just have like small areas that you would just like to fill in, I think that's probably the ideal type of patient for this type of procedure.
Because you're not really like a normal person, as in you don't have to go to an office every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can wear hats whenever, you know, you're not facing like customers or like clients, or, you know, you're not a lawyer, you know, you can't wear a hat in a courtroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Would it be hard for someone who has an office job or who has a job where they have to dress really smartly? Would they need to book a lot of time off work? Is there anything they could have done to hide that if they can't wear a hat like you could?
Well, I think in terms of the actual healing, you couldn't really see that there was a problem after 2 weeks. It was like the first week was where all the red patches happen, and then the second week is where kind of all the scabs fall out. So you have like a 2-week period where things are like, oh, you've had surgery or something happened to your head. The reason why I had to wear hats and stuff is because I don't wear my hair down, like ever. Even though the top of my hair is very long, they did suggest that I just wear my hair down. Because you're not allowed to wash it with like shampoo. Like you're not supposed to touch the area. You're supposed to like spray it and you know, make it wet and stuff and keep it moist with like a special medicine. So for me, because I wear my hair up, it was impossible to hide it. But for a lot of other people, if they wear their hair down, a lot of people wear their hair like, you know, especially Koreans, a lot of people wear their hair like down and with a fringe or whatever. I think in the West, it is less likely. I think people do wear their hair up. So if you do plan to do this, definitely either it's like, oh, I'm in an office job, so it doesn't really matter what I look like. In which case it doesn't really matter. But if you're front facing, if you're customer facing, or if you've got a lot of meetings and you have to kind of be a representative of something, then I think you should tell your employer ahead of time and be like, I'm probably gonna need about 2 weeks to recover from this. Or just, you know, take your sick days off or take your vacation days and then do it during your vacation days, yeah. If you guys have any other questions about like just my experience or anything like that, leave it in the comments. I might also do another like quick standalone video on my personal channel just because, you know, I get some other random stragglers. Or I might delve a little bit more into not just the hair transplant, but like the reasons why I did it or insecurities, and that's just that kind of topic in general. Thank you very much for watching. This was not a 2+2. If you don't know what 2+2 is, please subscribe to this channel. We fancy. Click that bell icon so you get notifications so you can see all the other awesome videos that we do, mostly about Korea. Where, I mean, this is technically about Korea because it is a hair transplant that was done in Korea by a Korean clinic, and I am currently in Korea. We will be doing other videos about plastic surgery, so if you're curious about that, definitely stay on and wait for the notifications for those videos. And as always, stay fancy.